happy and love? All right, we're gonna look at the vocabulary for this one. I need everybody to remain calm. There is an inappropriate word that's not inappropriate on the list.
Educational purposes.
All right.
What?
Are we grown-ups in high school or not?
Wait, what's the word?
Because if I hear laughing, I'm gonna send you out of this room and you can go talk to Mr. Hubbard about how you can't be appropriate.
Who's Mr. Hubbard?
Mr. Hubbard is the vice principal
Oh.
for discipline. So if you're not gonna be appropriate, I will make you leave this room. You need to understand what vocabulary is, and not every word is a bad word. All right, so livestock. Anybody know what livestock is?
Yeah.
What is it? No, what's livestock?
Like animals
Animals where?
on a farm.
Okay, livestock is animals on a farm. Usually it's cows and horses. I have a visual picture here. Cows, goats, chickens, duck,
Rooster.
livestock, okay? Pheasants, who knows what a pheasant is?
Kind of.
Besides Tristan. It's a large bird, thank you, Madeline. It's a large bird. This
There.
is a pheasant. It looks kind of like a what?
Like
What's the closest bird you can think that it looks like?
quail.
Quails are much smaller.
Rooster.
Chicken. Okay, it looks kind of like a chicken, or what are we fixing to eat for Thanksgiving dinner?
Turkey.
Okay,
Sorry.
Now I'm hungry.
breathing in air.
It was.
So it looks kind of like a turkey, right?
Now I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Those are pheasants. Notice the tail. That's if you see them in the wild, which I have, and it's really cool. If you see them in the wild, they have a funky tail.
Yeah.
This is the girl, and this is the boy.
Oh my God.
Girls are ugly.
Oh, shit, that thing.
All right,
Those girls.
what is this?
A road.
It is a gravel road. What does gravel mean?
It's a type of
rock. Small rock. So gravel road, we're gonna read about a gravel road. It's covered in rocks. If you can you imagine somebody skating on a gravel road?
I've died. It
So
says
in the poem, we're going to imagine somebody ice skating on a gravel road. Does that sound like it's
That
something
would
that'd be
last
easy to
long.
do?
Yeah, maybe.
If it's covered in ice though, so think
Oh,
about it. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Easily. I can do that.
Ditches.
Ditches.
You guys know what a ditch is?
I
Yeah.
almost fell in one.
So it's like a
Me too. It's a long story.
It
narrow
floats.
channel. It can be big. Have you ever seen a car go into a ditch? It can be a ditch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a car to fall into.
What's the difference between a ditch and a ravine? Or not a trench?
Not much.
So
They're
it's
very,
like
very
more-
similar. Maybe size. All right, flush. If you go and you walk by a bush and all the birds jump out of it, that would mean you flush the birds out. Does that make
Scare them
sense?
away.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It scares me, bro. It's scary.
You scared them away.
I scared them away. So
So
if
then
you
it
flush the
pick me up
birds out,
walking.
something scared them enough to make them fly away. Taking a deep breath, I'm gonna say the word and you're acting appropriate. Hens and cocks. A hen is the girl bird, a cock is the boy bird. It is an actual term. Good job. All right, so girl and boy, it's in the poem. We're gonna have to say it again. It's not that big of a deal. Gelatin. Anybody know what gelatin is when it comes from an animal?
Like Jello, but from animal.
Okay, so if you take the bones and you boil them down, you get gelatin. That's what they make gummy bears out of, unless you buy vegan gummy bears.
Are you eating his bone?
I just don't eat it. I was there.
So it's not
I would
a
still
Keep
eat
eating
it.
the bone.
Yeah, I'm still eating it.
If you get vegan gummy bears, it doesn't have that in it.
Amen.
It is actually good for you. It contains amino acids, which are the protein plots for, it's
I
the
know
building
that.
blocks for
Wow.
protein. It's actually good for you if you don't have to think about it.
Okay.
Gelatin, it comes from the bones of animals.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
would still eat
Sounds
it.
good.
I was like, what?
All right, focus, let's get this done so we don't have to phone it.
Hens?
Flush means to make the birds fly up, and harvest means to collect for food. So if you think about going to harvest the grain, you get all the harvesting of that. You can also harvest animals,
Yay.
okay?
Harvest
All right.
stock.
Everybody feel good about the vocabulary?
Harvest stock.
All right.
Just think about it.
This is what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be able to read closely, analyze a narrative poem. Anybody remember what a narrative poem is? Raise your hand if you do. I need to see narrative, you know a narrative, who else knows what a narrative is? Okay, we're more than half. So narrative poem means it tells a what?
Story.
Okay, we're gonna read closely, analyze a narrative poem. We're going to analyze how the stylistic choices contribute to the meaning. And then we're gonna try to do a worksheet on it.
Yes.
So, like we did last week, and this is why we're doing it again, we have a soapstone. Who is the speaker? Who will read that for me?
Oh.
Tristan, read it.
The speaker of the poem is the voice of the poem, similar to a narrator in the fiction.
Right.
Well, like you
So-
read it? I don't know.
Remember we read that poem by Langston Hughes, and he wrote it, but he wrote it having his mom say it to him. So the speaker was the mom, even though Langston Hughes wrote the poem. So it's not who's wrote it down, it's who's telling it in the poem, okay? Occasion. Somebody else, read it.
Oh, come on, please. Just a little bit of two.
Cody, will you read it?
Occasion, the event or
Criticism. Yeah.
Circumstance?
circumstance that inspires the speaker to say slash write the words of the poem.
Good. So, the occasion is what happened to make them write it. Like a big deal usually happens and you want to write about it, you go write about your journal, you don't put the boring stuff in, right? You put the things that really counted, that you really noticed. So it's it's the reason you wrote it. Audience. Devin, will you read?
Audience intended here, audience meant to find significance in the poem's meaning. It is the poet's duty to write in a way that will speak to his intended audience.
So when I'm writing a poem,
The hearer.
I want you to find something from it that's important. So it's my job as the writer to make sure that you,
Understand?
the audience, get something out of it. Okay, so the audience is the person you want to get somebody out of it. So with Langston Hughes writing this from his mom, the audience was her son, because she was writing it to him, right? Okay, purpose. The reason why the author wrote the poem in the first place. So to determine purpose, you have to ask yourself what the poet's intent was. Did they want to inspire, entertain, teach? There are 4 kinds. Entertaining, like Sarah Sylvia Stout, that was to entertain, right? That was to make you laugh about a person who didn't take the garbage out so long that she died in her house, right? It was
Wait,
kinda
she
funny.
died?
She did, she died in the house. That's where she met her fate.
The heck? She died?
Alright.
What? That's
To
crazy
enlighten,
person.
to enlighten means to teach or explain.
That's so good.
So if I'm explaining something to you, so that you know what it is. To persuade, I want to convince you to think a certain way. So if I'm going to convince you to vote Democrat or Republican, or if I'm going to convince you to get spaghetti versus tacos, right? That's persuading.
Oh, talk.
And then informing, provide information about a topic. So informing is just letting you know. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Alright, last one. How the author feels about what's going on. Not what you think about what's going on, but how the author feels about what's going on is the tone. Okay? And that's the mood. So, mood is how you feel. We did all of these. So, very quickly. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, you're going to talk about all those things. Soap, stone. So you have SP, SOAP, and then tone. So in your groups, very quickly, if somebody doesn't know which one of them it is, ask your friends. We're going to go over it really quick. We have S, O, A, P, and then tone. So talk about who's the speaker.
Wait, why
What's
is
the
tone
occasion?
tone?
Huh? The tone? The tone? Ask me that again.
So you put SOAP and then tone.
Right, because it's a soapstone.
Oh.
So it's a soapstone.
Dummy.
Soap tone.
Yep. Alright, in your group,
Exactly.
you've got 3 minutes. I want to hear you talking about it, or we're going to write it down. Do you want to write it down?
Come on, Christy.
There's
What
no
am I supposed to be doing?
You're talking about what they are. So somebody
Tyler.
say what they are.
Tyler,
No.
what are they?
What is a
What?
speaker?
What?
What are they?
Well,
Oh, no.
speaker is the person who is
Like how someone
You
else
speak.
telling information.
Yes, that's what
What do you think,
No,
listen to me.
speaker is
Yes, I did.
Speaker
people
is
telling a story.
story where
Okay.
Everyone there, what's them?
What's the other one?
Audience.
Okay.
Audience is us, and what's
No,
what's
audience
going
is
on?
not you.
Well,
What is the audience?
It's what's
Who
going
knows
on.
in this group what the audience is?
the son.
Yes.
The audience is who
Father.
is intended to hear it.
Pillow.
I don't know.
Audience
So
is
it's
not-
Not necessarily people.
Not the
It's
mom.
the person who is intended to hear it.
the reason
I
it was
thought from the book we were reading.
tone.
What is it? What's your tone?
So it was about the story.
I think this is Logan.
For the audience.
On how we're
The
going
other
to
one.
I think this is
Out!
They write it.
We done.
Hey, Tristan.
I object.
Hey, Tristan.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
All right.
I'm all ready for Daisy to learn.
Why is this table?
So, Nick, tell me what the audience is.
Audience is
Kind
like,
of. Okay, good.
like,
People who are supposed to hear it?
yeah.
Very good.
Good
Now,
job.
what's the occasion? Gentlemen, what's the occasion?
She came up with that one.
What did you have, Nancy? You're supposed to know it, because she was supposed to tell you.
Come on.
What's the
You guys have
occasion?
to work together as a group.
Yeah.
I know.
I said.
Who in this group knows what occasion is? Who? What's happening in the story? What made them write what's happening in the story? Why did they want to write it? What's important?
Short-term memory loss.
Who's the speaker in this group?
The
Speaker.
writer.
No,
Not necessarily.
I know this one.
Nancy, go.
The person who is telling the story.
Telling
Not
the
the person
story.
who wrote it.
Exactly. So what is it?
The person who's
Telling.
telling the story.
Telling the story. Right.
Narrating the story.
Not necessarily the narrator, it's just the person who's telling it. All right,
Person
and
telling
then purpose. Tyler, what's the purpose of the poem?
Like importance of
Go ahead, not this one.
There's 4 different ones,
Don't let Nancy out.
4 different purposes.
It should be Devin that help.
Nick, do you remember? Close your computer, Nick.
It's not, I'm not even doing it.
Nick, what's the purpose?
And look it, I'm right here.
What's the purpose?
Of
There's
what?
4.
Of what?
Poetry.
Poetry?
The 4 purposes
Then
of
what's
poetry.
purpose? Narrative.
Nope,
The
those
other
are
thing
types.
is.
Types, but good, types, that's good. Tyler, just saying types, one of the types is narrative. What does a narrative mean?
Telling the story.
Tells a story. What
Good
else?
job, Tyler.
So purpose,
That's so
Figurative.
figure. We talked about epic, rhyming, and narrative.
I don't know.
Those were the 3 types.
I forgot what.
Who can tell Nick what the purposes are of the poetry? There's 4.
I got it.
Purpose of the poem.
Don't bait Nancy.
Abe, do you remember?
Purpose of the poem.
What's the purpose of the poem?
I know it.
Nancy?
The reason it was written.
There's 4, it's the reason it was written.
Wait,
is
what
that you-
poem are we talking about?
It's
One
the
we already
reason,
read?
so,
No, like the.
what are the 4 reasons that you would have a purpose?
Oh, cause something important happened.
Okay.
Ding.
Enlighten,
Ding.
entertain,
Ding.
Entertain. Persuade.
persuade, thank you.
Ding.
Persuade. I said persuade.
One more.
I did.
Teacher inform.
Teacher
Oh,
inform.
yeah,
ding, ding,
teacher
ding.
inform. Okay,
Number 1 answer.
guys, we've gotta know them, all right? We've gotta learn it.
Tone is how.
All right, so
Still
we're
not
gonna
good.
read this poem. As you're reading, try to highlight anything you see that you don't know, that you need help with.
What page?
My book is so
Oh, yeah, you
far.
guys are gonna
What page?
Tyler, you wanna give me some?
No, I'm.
The cover.
Maybe after.
I do, but we're gonna be paying attention to this
What,
one.
what story?
So, we are on
Nancy, give me
page,
my Sharpies.
so remember
Second
Give me my
unit.
the
Sharpies.
beige page?
Second
Five.
unit.
Give back, Madeline, I don't need them.
Okay, my Sharpies, give me mine.
Is it called
My
Karma's
Sharpies.
Output?
Can I
No,
use
we're
them?
not gonna determine, So guys, first beige page, turn 1 page.
Alright, what?
Alright.
What thing?
You got it, I just,
It's page 2
Boy, they would've fallen out.
on the 2nd unit. So page 2 of the
It's
2nd unit.
called lottery.
No, the back.
Mom.
The back of this one?
Tamara's office.
No.
Slide, just slide.
What happened in the ice storm?
So it's called.
Page.
Ice storm.
What
Number
happened
2.
in the ice?
What happened? It's the first page. It's the first page.
What?
What
What
happened in the
happened?
ice
No,
storm?
because
Literally number
During
1.
the
Alright.
ice
Look.
storm.
Page 1.
Page
page.
One more.
Page
That's
two.
page.
Maureen Flattery. Right?
Thank you, Madeline.
Those page 1.
Alright, let's go down.
need way more colors in there, right?
We're gonna run out of time, let's get this
Oh.
done.
They were winning lottery. Where you read this book?
What happened?
Alright, ready?
Girl.
Girl.
Is it called lottery or?
No, it's called What Happened During the Ice Storm.
They want the ladder.
What are you talking about? Grandma told me though.
Sit on your own chair.
What happened during the ice storm?
My grandma,
Short page.
my grandma's gonna do a lottery. My grandma's trying, she's gonna try to win the lottery.
What is wrong?
Alright, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm gonna read this, you're gonna give me a summary gonna tell me the speaker, the audience, the occasion, the purpose, and the tone. So ready? We're gonna do it together. One winter. Alright, sorry, I forgot.
What?
I like.
No, please.
Alright, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I'm scared.
It's freezing cold outside. The rain turned into freezing rain. It's pouring down. The rain starts to freeze everything. Car doors, trees, sidewalks, roads. You have to go outside and it's so cold that you can see your breath. Okay, you got that visual image in your head?
That's literally every morning.
Yeah, that's literally every
We
morning.
don't usually have freezing rain. It's never
Right.
freezing.
Yeah, but it's always so cold you can see your breath.
You mean snow?
Alright, listen, guys. One winter, there was a freezing rain. How beautiful, people said, when things outside started to shine with ice. But the freezing rain kept coming. Tree branches glistened like glass, then broke like glass. Ice thickened on the windows until everything outside blurred. Farmers moved their livestock into the barns, but most animals were safe. But not the pheasants. Their eyes froze shut. Some farmers went ice skating down the gravel roads with clubs to harvest the pheasants that sat helplessly on the roadside dishes. The boys went out in the freezing rain to find pheasants too. They saw dark spots along a fence. Pheasants all right, 5 or 6 of them. The boys slid their feet along slowly, trying not to break the ice that covered the snow. They slid up close to the pheasants. The pheasants pulled their heads down between their wings. They couldn't tell how easy it was to see them huddled there. The boys stood still in the icy rain. The breath came out in slow puffs of steam. The pheasants' breath came out in quick little white puffs. Some of them lifted their heads and turned from side to side, but they were blindfolded with ice and didn't flush. The boys had not brought clubs or sacks or anything but themselves. They stood over the pheasants, turning their own heads, looking at each other, expecting each other to do something. To pounce on a pheasant or to yell bang. Things around them were shining and dripping with rain. The barbed wire fence, the fence posts, the broken stems of glass, even the grass seeds. The grass seeds looked like little yolks inside gelatin whites, and the pheasants looked like unborn birds, glazed in egg white. Ice was hardening on the boys' caps and coats, and soon they would be covered with ice too. Then one of the boys said, shh. He was taking off his coat, the thin layer of ice splintering in flakes as he pulled his arms from the sleeves. But inside of the coat was dry and warm. They covered 2 of the crouching pheasants with his coat, rounding its back like cover of a shell. The other boys did the same. They covered all the helpless pheasants, the small gray hens and the larger brown cocks. Now the boys felt the rain soaking through their shirts and freezing. They ran across the slippery fields, unsure of their footing, the ice clinging to their skin as they made their way toward the warm, blurry lights of the house. So, in stanza 1, what happened? Give me 1 to 2 sentence summary. Tyler.
Rain went freezy everywhere, and it made things go ice on things, and it went insane.
I would agree with that statement. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Alright, what happened to the pheasants?
They died.
They almost froze over.
Why can't they go anywhere?
Because they're stuck, 'cause it's cold.
They're frozen. They basically got a coating of water and ice, and they can't make their feathers, their wingspan open, and they can't even open their eyes to see because their eyes are frozen. Okay? So the farmers went down to harvest the pheasants with clubs. So what are they trying to do?
They were trying to sneak.
They're trying to gather the pheasants up,
What are they gonna do with the pheasants?
put them somewhere safe.
They're gonna kill them and put them in the house and eat them for dinner. So they're basically gonna hit them with a fence, with a club, take them home, stick them in the freezer, and save them for dinner.
And go num num.
Okay?
I thought they were already
If you
frozen.
like turkey for dinner, it's not much different, right? But these are helpless animals who are stuck in the rain.
Whatever.
Are they hunting them and the animal has a chance to get away?
Not really.
No,
They
they're just
don't.
stuck in cold water.
They're
They're still
stuck.
hunting
They're
them.
completely helpless.
It's almost
They're still hunting
So-
them.
Like next week.
The boys had not brought clubs or sacks or anything but themselves. They were gonna do what their dads did, right? But what did they do instead? Somebody raise their hand. Angeli.
They were protecting
Give them a nice warm coat.
They took off their coats, they wrapped up the pheasants in their coats, and they carried them home. They're not even wearing a coat now, it's freezing rain, they're just wearing their shirts, they're getting soaking wet and frozen cold, but they're saving the pheasants and bringing them home. So what we're talking about here, like the double-edged impulse in the last poem, is the choices that you make. The one guy in the fight threw the eggs and broke them, right? He chose to kill. The fathers in this poem, Nick, close your computer, took the clubs to go hit the helpless pheasants. What did the boys do? Did they choose to go kill?
No.
They chose to what?
Protect.
How do you think that made the boys feel about themselves?
Very
Make them feel
awkward.
great.
I think you'd feel good, like taking advantage of something and killing it. I don't know how good I'd feel about that. And everybody has their own opinion about hunting, but can the animal that you're hunting get away if it's paying attention and doing the right thing? Right? Most animals are gonna learn, they hear a noise, get away. These pheasants could do nothing, they were completely helpless, and the boys, instead of taking advantage of the situation, or even if we turn this into us and every choice that we have, do you wanna take advantage of the situation, or do you wanna make the best of the situation and do the right thing? That's the boys' choice to do the right thing. Like it? Good poem, yes or no?
Yeah.
I really like it. It says, hey, you don't have to take advantage of anyone. You could even save animals, right?
Can you go back to the highlighter thingy?
Yeah.
Please.
So we're gonna do a couple of highlights together. And remember, this is kind of what your sheet should look like when you're done. And it doesn't need to match this at any reason, but this is the way I did it because it makes it easy for me. And it doesn't need to be for you. So if you see, go start reading through. If you see a rhetorical device, highlight it. Say what it is. If you have a question about what it is, ask. If you see something that relates to the theme, highlight that.
I don't have a highlighter.
I'll get you highlighters. So what's our highlight?
I thought I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I thought we did it together.
We are doing it together,
What?
but you're supposed to be reading it and finding one and letting everybody know. So we're doing it together. So find something.
What if I can't?
Good, but you can.
I can't.
You can.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
So,
I
anybody got one? What'd you highlight, Madeline?
I don't know anything.
What'd you highlight, Nancy?
Nothing else or anything. I can find one really quickly.
Tree branches glistened like glass. What is that?
Wait,
Imagery.
which one is that?
It could be imagery, it could also be a simile. Do the tree branches, are they glass?
Nope.
It's comparing two things.
It's a
Using
metaphor.
like or as, so that would be a simile. Cause it's
So which
using
one's
like,
that?
I just said it, you gotta
Oh,
listen.
like on there.
That's a rhetorical device. A simile is a rhetorical device.
So it's
Where is it?
yellow?
Yes.
Where is it?
Stanza 1.
We got the right.
How many stanzas does this one have?
3.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Good.
Oh. I knew that.
Oh
Alright.
shoot, I read that wrong.
That's okay.
Miss Janistic, I found one. What would this one be? Their eyes froze shut. What would that be?
That could be literal.
Their eyes froze shut, that's diction, cause it's a little thing. Their
I mean, that
eyes were
could
literally
happen
frozen
though.
shut, yeah.
That could happen.
So it's
That's
diction,
why it's literal.
so it's saying, it's the way he's talking, their eyes were frozen shut, good.
Oh, okay.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop.
Wait, no, I can't think how to use what that word is.
What about,
Ask me,
Oh, imagery, come on, sorry.
yes,
what about one winter during the freezing rain, how beautiful people said when things outside started to shine with ice? What could that be?
that's still diction, it's just describing how things look. Imagery, you could use imagery there too.
What is diction? The yellow one? The top one?
Yeah, that's another rhetorical device. Diction is just the word choice, the author.
So the tree branches glisten like glass and broke like glass. Is
That
the
would be
rhetorical.
imagery.
Okay.
Or you could use it as a simile, cause it's comparing the trees. What does what mean? Pheasant, that's the bird.
Man, you stupid.
Hey, not nice.
I'm kidding.
Not nice.
I'm kidding.
Did you say peasant?
Pheasant.
What?
Pheasant. Pheasant is without the H. That just means one word. So it says things around them were shining and dripping with icy rain. Are they really shining?
No.
Kind of.
That's imagery.
Wait, word?
stanza 2.
Which one of the colors?
Devin?
What is some farmers put ice skating down the ground? Down the ground.
Yeah, did they really put ice skates on and go down there, or they just kind of?
Slipped along.
So it's a hyperbole because it's an exaggeration of what really
So
happened.
that's a rhetorical.
A hyperbole. Mm-hmm.
Is this something they were blindfolded with eyes and didn't?
Yeah, were they literally blindfolded, or were their eyes just frozen shut?
Frozen shut.
There you go. So what would that be?
Someone imagery.
Where's it?
Imagery would work.
Told the
They weren't really, and you could also use it as a
Oh my
hyperbole.
gosh,
because
this
they
guy
weren't
said,
actually
we have 10 minutes.
Good.
This
we might
is gonna be a
able to
long
get this done
10
before-
minutes.
No, because we still have the worksheet to do.
What?
What, 10 minutes? We can't
All right.
do that time?
So, let's,
Can I have it now?
what?
There's no way we can finish it that in like 10
All right.
Which one is it? Wait, I have a question. Which one is the first sentence?
Wait, where is the thingy?
Stanza 2.
We don't need it right now. Say that again?
Which one is the first sentence on stanza 2?
Some farmers went ice skating down the gravel roads with clubs to harvest the pheasants.
Yeah.
Did they really go ice skating?
No. Which
No,
one
they
is
just-
that?
So they just kind of, yeah, they kind of slid with their tennis shoes on. So it's kind of a hyperbole. It's an exaggeration of what really happened.
Is this something?
All right, so we're gonna do this together, and then you're gonna go fill it in on your worksheet with words. Who is the speaker in this particular
The
story?
narrator.
No,
The kid.
a kid. Okay.
Wait, where is it? Where is the page at? Like, where's the thing at?
It's not on the computer.
All right.
Can I have it?
It is on the computer. No, it is on the computer. So what's the occasion? What are we talking about? What's the? Go back.
The rain.
Thanksgiving.
No, it's not Thanksgiving.
The pheasants in the cold.
Go back.
Raining.
The pheasants in the cold.
So
Right
the
now,
speaker of the poem is. I'm gonna take that back. Who said narrator?
Me, I did.
Okay, it is more of a narrator on this one. It's not very, it's talking about the boys, it's talking about the dads, it's more of a narrator. So in this, the voice is a narrator.
It's just overdoing everything in great detail.
What's the occasion?
Not giving you
What is the event or circumstance that inspires this?
the cold pheasants.
The pheasants being out in the frozen rain? So that would be it. This cold ice storm is the occasion.
Is
It's
it
the
this?
reason that we're doing this together, and then I'm gonna tell you where. So the ice storm would be the occasion, right?
I found it.
Everything gets trapped in the ice. Who is the intended audience?
Us.
The kids.
The intended, here are the poems. It's kind of general on this one.
The readers.
The audience is a general audience. Yeah.
Me.
So it's a general audience, whoever's reading it. And then purpose, what were they trying to do? Were they trying to inform, teach, entertain, or persuade?
Either teach or entertain.
Like, yeah.
Teach. Teach. You wake up. You
Teach.
To teach? What about when it talks about how the boys did the right thing?
Yeah,
What could they be trying to do?
persuade.
Teach us
Persuade
to
people to do the right thing? So teach and persuade could both work, and I would list both of them on here, because it is trying to teach us about how these kids did, it's trying to explain how these boys did the right choice, but it's also trying to teach you to do the right thing, right?
Just
We
1
do
minute.
not have a minute left.
Oh, we don't?
No.
Look it out.
You got
Like,
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
And
Oh,
then, how does the author feel about what's going on? How does the author feel?
good.
Doesn't explain the whole thing.
What do you,
What subject?
It's-
As Sharon said, you skipped the subject.
The author feels good because.
I did 6 subjects.
Huh?
Seven.
The boys decided not to kill him.
Yeah, if everybody went and did and killed them and just harvested them, how would he feel about it?
Sad.
He'd be sad, but he's proud of these young men. He is grateful that these young men did the right choice. He is appreciative. There's lots of different words you could use about how the author feels. Nancy?
So it's speaker, occasion, audience, purpose, and tone. Or
Yes.
did I miss one?
I might have not put subject in. Is that in the worksheet?
Yes.
So subject. and I didn't put that in.
Wait,
That's how I
what's,
skipped
What
it.
is the subject?
What the story's about,
Storm?
what the story's about.
wait, Ms. Jansek, what is,
The main idea behind it,
Saving the, what's it called?
saving the
Frozen
pheasants,
pheasants.
pheasants,
what'd
very
you
good.
say for the,
Saving the frozen peasants, pheasants.
what was say for the other ones?
Say the
You
only-
mess up
What'd
the
you
first
say for
time
the
and
other one?
correct yourself the
What do you
second time.
Every
Say, oh my
time.
gosh.
What?
Like, what did you say?
We talk about it as a group, and you have to go back and fill it in or figure it out. I'm not gonna repeat it.
Well, I forgot what you said.
I'm sorry. That's why we talk about it, so you learn. The whole point is to learn. And this is the same worksheet that we did last week on Friday. So we've done all of these before. So it should be very similar to what you did on Friday. If I don't have yours, you need to make sure you get it done. And then last one would be, did we do Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's it. So you're just gonna go in through your worksheet and fill it in with your answers. It's on Canvas. If you don't finish it, then you can work on it tonight for homework, or you can work on it this week when you get a chance, but you need to get it done as soon as possible.
So Tone's like, is the tone
What are we doing
Tone
tomorrow?
is,
how he feels?
tomorrow you have another worksheet that has, that's doing the same stuff we've already done, going back through it. It's gonna be pretty easy, and when you get done with it, try and get done anything that you're missing.
You know who the sub is?
Never met him.
Bruh,
What?
he
It's a boy.
literally said people to
I
sign
think
up
it
for
was a
it.
boy that had originally signed up, I don't know if it's still the same person. So, I put it down a
tomorrow,
month ago, and it's only
I'll
half
get
a
back
training,
out.
and they just, anybody can pick it up.
What if no one takes it?
If they
The
have a
library.
couple of site subs that will take it, but somebody will pick it up, somebody will be here. So you've got,
So there will be no
7 minutes to
All
finish
style.
this, it shouldn't take you more than 7 minutes to fill in that worksheet. So get it done.
What worksheet?
Yes. Just free.
I'm just mad 'cause I can't type.
If you finish the worksheet that you're doing tomorrow, you're just gonna open up some Google Slides, you're gonna read the slides and then answer the questions in the worksheet. So if you don't finish this today, you can finish this in class tomorrow.
Once we're done with it today.
What are we doing tomorrow?
And just,
I saw
You guys,
Just-
you guys have to pay your tuition.
as I said, Nick, I do not repeat myself.
Sounds like.
Ms. Jansek,
Yes.
what is subject then?
It's in the slides.
No, what does it mean?
What's in the slides? What it means is in the slides.
Like, what does the speaker talk about?
Oh, you're right, so it's just not in the slides.
You do? No, you didn't.
Doesn't
No,
it
you
say it
didn't.
right there? That's my resource.
No,
What?
Yeah, what topic is the speaker addressing?
like, how do you?
Oh,
On math.
What is the topic?
Who's the person?
Is it about choosing to not harm?
Yeah.
Guys, really quick, I wanna go over this while you're listening to me, cause I don't wanna repeat myself. I didn't put subject in the slides, I apologize. It is
Are you-
on your worksheet, and on your worksheet, it says subject. And then it says, what is the author trying to address? So, what does he think is important? Remember when we looked at the one from the fight? That he's trying to address the fact that his friend broke the eggs. So if, on this one, what is he trying to address? The fact that the boys didn't do what?
Didn't kill him.
Didn't kill them, he didn't take advantage of it. So your subject would be what the boys chose to do.